Alright, in this lesson, we're going to be learning about the area of a triangle. To do this, I'm going to explain what the base of a triangle is, what the height of a triangle is as well, and then we're going to examine the steps that I want you to follow when you're looking for the area of a triangle, and then we'll apply those to some examples together. Now, the height of a triangle is also known as the altitude. So the height always starts from one of the vertices to a side and forms a 90-degree angle when it meets that side. It's a 90-degree angle right here. So this is the height. The height is the vertical, or we'll call it the perpendicular line from a vertex to the base. So already you can tell which one is going to be the base. The height and the base form a 90-degree angle with each other. So if you look at this triangle ABC, you can see here that CD is your height and AB is going to be your base. We'll get into the base later on. And then for this triangle here, I wanted to show you this triangle so you can see that the height always has to form 90 degrees with the base. If I did this right here, most likely if I drew a line right here all the way down here, most likely it may not form a 90-degree angle. It may not form a 90-degree angle. So you always remember that your height, and for the most part you will see when you have a triangle, the height will be indicated so you can know which one of them is actually the height of the triangle. So in this case, EH is the height of this triangle. Now the base of the triangle is the side of the triangle that is perpendicular to the height. So the base of the triangle is that part of the triangle that the height forms 90 degrees with. So you can see here that AB is going to be your base in this case. And then in this case, FG or GF is going to be your base. Now, how do we get the area of the triangle? The area of the triangle is dependent on the height of the triangle and the base of the triangle. So what we do with that is we say 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 base times height. So we multiply the base and the height together and we divide that by 2. So we want to first identify the base of the triangle, the height of the triangle, multiply them together and divide the result by 2. So now we have an example here. What is the area of a triangle with a base of 8 centimeters and a height of 11 centimeters? The first thing we're going to do is identify the base. So the base is 8 centimeters. The height is 11 centimeters. So now we're going to come up with our formula. Our area is 1/2 multiplied by base multiplied by height, which is 1/2 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 11. And so we can now divide. So we have 2 is a factor of 8. So 8 divided by 2, we'd have 4. So therefore, we now have 4 by 11, which is going to give us 44. And the unit is going to be square centimeters. So the area of this triangle is 44 square centimeters. Now, what is the area of a triangle with a base of 17 centimeters and a base of 12 centimeters and a height of 17 centimeters? Let's start. Our base is 12 centimeters. Our height is 17 centimeters. And so our area, we start off by indicating what our formula is. 1/2 base times height, which is going to give us 1/2 12 multiplied by 17. And so 1/2 of 12, we can divide that and we can see that that is going to be 6. And so we now have 6 multiplied by 17 for our area. So let's go ahead. 17 multiplied by 6. 7 multiplied by 6 is 42. We write 2. We bring 4 up here. 1 multiplied by 6. 6 plus 4, we have 10. So this is going to give us 102 square centimeters. So the area of this triangle is 102 square centimeters. Now we have the area of the triangle. We're looking for the base given the height. So let's go ahead. What do we have? We have area is 108. Base is unknown. Height is 12. Okay. So let's start with the area of a triangle. The area is going to be 1/2 multiplied by base multiplied by height. Now we have the area is 108. It's going to be equal to 1/2. What's base is unknown and our height is 12. So the easiest thing you can do here is you can either multiply both sides by 2 or you can simply compute half of 12. So 108 is going to be 6b because half of 12 is 6. Now we can divide both sides by 6 so we can isolate b. So 108 divided by 6. You're going to notice that most of the time I don't use a calculator if I can do the math without a calculator. And I like to encourage all my students to do this so that you get familiar with doing the math, because as you get prepared for college, you're going to be taking tests that sometimes may not allow you to use a calculator. So get used to not working with one. So 108 divided by 6. 10 divided by 6, I have 1. 1 multiplied by 6, I have 6. So I subtract, put a 0 here. So 8 minus 0 is 8. 10 minus 6 is 4. 48 divided by 6, we have 8. 8 multiplied by 6, we have 48. We subtract and we're left with 0. So 18 is equal to b. So therefore, the base of the triangle is going to be 18 centimeters. Now, final example, the area of a triangle is 75 square centimeters. What is the height of the triangle if the base is 25 centimeters? All right, so the area of the base, of the triangle is 75. We have the base is 25 and the height is unknown. So let's go ahead and start with the area is 1/2 multiplied by base multiplied by height. The area here is 75 is 1/2 multiplied by the base is 25 and the height is unknown. So now we can do a few things here. The easiest thing to do here, because I wouldn't want to work with decimals or fractions in this case, I can multiply both sides of this by 2. So multiply by 2 here, multiply by 2. So what that's going to do for me is that it's going to remove this fraction here, because I can cross this out and we no longer have a fraction. 2 multiplied by 75, that's 150, is equal to 25h. Now we need to isolate the height, so we're going to divide by the coefficient or the number to the left of the variable. So we divide by 25 on both sides, divide by 25, and you can do several things here. Let me show you one way I deal with this type of fractions. 150 divided by 25. This is going to be divisible by 5, so I'm going to divide by 5. Divide by 5 on both sides. I have 30 divided by 5. Now I can divide by 5 again. 30 divided by 5 is 6, 6 over 1. So 6 is going to be equal to h. Therefore, the height of this triangle is 6 centimeters.